Welcome to McGrath State Beach. My name's Richard Roselle. I'm the district superintendent for the Channel Coast District of California State Parks. Boy, look at that vista. This park is a very special place. It's been in the state park system for over 50 years, providing camping opportunities to over 300,000 visitors per year. What's special about McGrath is these camping opportunities and the recreational opportunities are occurring in a very sensitive, pristine natural area. Behind me is the Santa Clara River mouth, the Santa Clara River Natural Preserve. We have 2 miles of beach with sand dunes that are being restored back to their natural state. We have at least 3 or 4 endangered species living in this park, and it's just a perfect example of why the state park system exists, providing access to the coast, protecting the natural resources and the cultural resources in the state of California. But unfortunately today we're here to talk about something else, and before I go on too much further, I'd like to introduce Assemblymember Doss Williams. Oops, excuse me.
Thank you for being here today. I think it's important to look around and notice that even on a rainy day, a rare summer rainy day, that this place is packed. There are many campers and many beach users, and if you go over the dunes, you'd see some of them. And this place is a special place to our community. It's not only a place that people come to walk, come to birdwatch, but not all the campers are from outside of the area. People in Ventura and Santa Barbara County have come here to camp because it's such a great place to camp, even though it's just a vacation in their own backyard. And it would be tragic to see a place like this close. And unlike some of the other parks that are closing around the state, this is not closing because of budget cuts. It would be closing because there is not the funds to do the capital work that needs to happen at the park. And that's why we're here. Several local elected officials and I have been working with state parks officials to hatch a plan that would keep our beloved state park open. And I just want to thank all of the folks who are here today. Rich Roselle with State Parks, John Hatcher III, President of the NAACP, Melissa Baffa, who's the Director of Gullwings Children's Museum, Council members Dr. Pinkard and Carmen Ramirez, Supervisor Zaragoza, who's been tireless in his advocacy on this, Senator Fran Pavley, and former Assemblymember Hannah-Beth Jackson. The work that needs to get done here is a sewer line upgrade. And to do the work that needs to get done would require about $500,000, $500,000. Now that sounds like a lot for us to come up with, but we think we know how we can do it. Half of that could come from a federal planning and conservation grant, and $100,000 of that could come from state parks. That's where Rich and I come in. $50,000, I believe, has already been committed by local city of Oxnard, and we are then short about $100,000. That is within reach. That is not something that we should let stop us from saving this park. And so if you are listening to this today and you want to help, you need to get into contact with us, because private individuals in this community can help with a charitable donation. Secondly, and you'll hear more about it later on, we want to have all of you participate in the solution by voting for a grant that could get us up to $100,000. We'll give the website later, but I'll give it again. For those of you out there in the public, go to livingpositively.com and go to the America is Your Park button, and you can vote for McGrath State Park. We are within reach of being first, second, or third. We're not there yet, and if we qualify, we could get $150,000 or $25,000, which could help us get the whole distance. I also really want to help and applaud the efforts of the McGrath Army on Facebook, directing people to vote online. I just want to give a hand real quick for all the folks who love this park and have participated thus far. Because, you know, like a lot of solutions to today's problems, we may be able to offer some leadership and some guidance, but it's not leaders that are going to get it done. It's the people that are going to get some things done. And so there's a perfect example for how you can take part. So don't forget to vote online often, for there's no limit to the number of times that you can vote. Before I stop, I just want to read a statement by my colleague, Assemblywoman Julia Brownlee, who wanted to be here today. She says, I'm so sorry not to be able to join you in person at this beautiful place. Our state parks are environmental treasures, used and loved by countless millions of people every year. For Californians, our parks are truly the jewels in the crown. And looking all around us today, it's obvious why. She says, my phones and email went crazy at the very mention of a park closures at budget cost as a budget cost-cutting measure. So I'm very proud to join in this call to action today for everyone to stand for and vote online to save McGrath State Beach, clearly one of the most beautiful parks in the 41st Assembly District. We're already on the sixth on the list. There's $100,000 at stake. Vote, 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 and thank you all. With that, I'd like to welcome my colleague and Senator Fran Pavley.
Thank you, Doc. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and my Senate district boundary lines start just a little bit north of here at the Santa Clara River, but includes McGrath Park State Beach. Now, I went camping here several times growing up, and I know it's a wonderful place for local residents as well as people that live in a lot hotter climates, especially in the summer. What a magnificent, affordable recreational opportunity families have. This is a park that needs to stay open. And I listened very carefully what Doss Williams was saying, and as chairperson of the Senate's Natural Resources and Water Committee that has jurisdiction over state parks, he is absolutely right. This park was on the list because of the inability to raise the funds to make the improvements in the infrastructure and the sewer lines. You are very close. How impressive, Doss. You've done a wonderful job with John Zaragoza and the McGrath fan club here, and starting to raise that money. That's what's needed. Let's fix the infrastructure. Let's keep this park open. 70 parks are slated to be closed by July of next year. This is one of them. The other one in my Senate district that I'm working collaboratively with local people on is Los Encinos Historic Park. There are 10 amazing state parks throughout this area from Ventura County to LA County. They need to stay open. We have the population, we have the people that support the state parks, and when Julia Brownlee's letter said the volume of email regarding state park closures is unbelievable in our offices, that includes mine. And I see Louise Rishoff is Julia's district director nodding her head affirmatively. That's probably the number one issue, right? You're shaking your head. Number one issue that people are concerned about because it's so important to our quality of life. We've invested in taxpayers in supporting bonds. We need to keep these open, but during these very challenging days in the state, collaborative efforts, building partnerships, creative solutions are all on the table. And so I look forward to working with all of you and Assemblymember Williams and John Zaragoza, the Oxnard City Council. Let's do this. $100,000 is easy. I bet there are people, as you said, right here in Ventura County, a few of them came to mind, that could get engaged, and we can do this. And good luck with your contest in getting up from number 6 to number 1. Thank you very much for including me today.
Next, I'd like to ask John Zaragoza to come up and speak.
Thank you, Richard, and thank you so much. You know, it's really an honor for me to be here today to welcome all of you to the beautiful Oxnard and also to beautiful McGrath State Park. With me today is my staff, Bill Gallagher, and also Stan Hakes. I'm your Ventura County Supervisor for the 5th District, representing the 5th District, Oxnard, and also the beaches, and 820,000 residents of Ventura County. I want to thank Doss Williams and all the staff members for putting this press conference together. We're here to keep this park open, and I think it's extremely important that we keep this park open. It's a beautiful park, and remember, this park is for the families and for the children. This is important that we have our children come and have a good time like I did when I was a child. When I was a child, I used to come here all the time. We had a lot of fun, working, playing, surfing, fishing here at McGrath Park. And of course, it's real cool too. I was off on vacation for a couple of days, and I came from weather that was 112 degrees. And here we are in beautiful Oxnard, McGrath. And probably my car said 63 degrees, so you can see it's only 40 degree difference. In fact, somebody told me, how come you're wearing a suit? And I said, I'm wearing a suit because I came over to McGrath, but I wear my sweatpants to go over to work because I go run from point A to point B. But anyway, we're having a lot of fun. It's important that we keep this park open, as I mentioned before. It's inexpensive, and it's a great place for our families, as I mentioned before, to be safe, to work, to play and enjoy our beautiful park. By the way, it'd be a real shame if we close this park, because this park has been here for years and years. And I'm dedicated, and I want to share, dedicated to keep this park open. Our challenge is mentioned by Doss and also our senator, that is about $500,000 to keep this park open. And also I understand that we have about $250,000 that our park superintendent is going to apply for. $250,000, but we need an additional $250,000 match. And I understand that we have some more dollars coming in. In order to help us out with the Coca-Cola contest, make sure that you go out and vote, because the first prize is $100,000. Second prize is $50,000, and the third prize is $25,000. So go on the website and vote on the Coca-Cola website. America is your park. And as I mentioned before, we're the first, second, and third. And hit that vote as many times as you like. LivePositively.com. I want to thank a young lady that came all the way from Long Beach. Her name is Cindy Crawford. Cindy, where are you? Cindy called me up. She sent me an email, and she has over 1,000 people in Long Beach hitting that thing day in and day out. How many do you have now, Cindy? She lost count, but she says it's a whole mess of people punching that. I want to thank all the elected officials that are here, the McGrath people. Where's Rachel McGrath? Believe it or not, she's a reporter, but her name is McGrath, and she says, I got to be here because it's McGrath. And she's a reporter for the Star. Anyway, Assembly Member Doss and all the elected officials, thank you so much. When I first heard about this, that they were going to close it, I called Assemblyman Doss and says, we got to work on this. We got to work on opening this park and keep it open. And I believe that we're going to do so. Thank you again, and please vote, and I think we're going to make it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I would like to say that I know we're going to get the money to keep this park open. There's no doubt in my mind. I want to thank all of you for being here, and the state and county representatives for being here in support of this. This is Oxnard's backyard. A number of Oxnard residents come here and camp and sometimes just spend a day here. It's a treasure that is in our backyard that we don't intend to lose. As soon as Oxnard City Council heard about the dilemma, we did not hesitate to talk about solutions that we could bring to the table to save the park. So we know that California and this county will make sure that this park is going to be here for the residents and the community and the state for years to come. So you need to go vote on America is Your Park. It's online contest. I would like to say that Councilman Brian McDonald has been the point person for the city council and has been meeting with the state park reps to make sure that the desires of the city council of Oxnard are heard, and the support that we bring is known throughout, so that people will know that we're bringing something to the table. So I want to thank you for all being here, and don't fear, this park will be saved. So vote. Thank you. I'd like to bring my colleague, Carmen Ramirez, City Council of Oxnard.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Pinkard. I really want to thank everybody for coming out, and for Assembly Member Doss Williams and Supervisor Zaragoza for helping us get this organized, as well as my fellow council members, and especially, as Dr. Pinkard said, Brian McDonald, who's really been working hard on this. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, the Audubon Society is doing a walk at the edge of the park for people to see all of the birds that are here. And, you know, birding is the #1 recreational activity of the American people. So we have something special here because the birds love to come here. Nature heals, nourishes, and inspires us. It is something precious we have in Oxnard and in Ventura County. And I'm really happy to be in a place where I could help support it. But we all individually need to step up and help McGrath survive. It won't just be government. It won't just be private enterprise. It has to be all of us. So I welcome the activities of the McGrath fan club, the Club McGrath. That's what we all need to do to save all of our institutions in our state, our great state of California. Let's keep it that way. Thank you.
As others have mentioned, we have an infrastructure problem here at McGrath. We have a sewer line that travels across the Santa Clara River on a bridge. That pipeline is extremely old, and we need to replace it, and we need to replace it now. And it really is going to take the McGrath Army, it's going to take our elected officials, it's going to take everybody to get together to pull this off, and having confidence that we can do this, but it's not a done deal. So everybody remember that. We need to take care of this. We can't forget about McGrath State Beach. Cindy Crawford was recognized earlier for her efforts. She has worked the background, and she is a master at social networking. She has rallied thousands of people to vote on the livepositively.com website, and without people like Cindy, our park system would be failing. And I have to have Cindy come up here and get in front of the cameras because she's a little shy, but would you like to say something?
Vote. Please vote a lot. We're currently doing probably about 4,000 to 5,000 votes a day. And if we're going to get to #1, we're going to have to break 2 million votes. And really that's not very hard if you sit down at the computer for a while, use a computer, don't use a cell phone. A computer is going to go a lot faster. And this weekend, what we need to do is we need to have as many people log into this website and vote all at the same time. Now, our #1 park did exactly like just that. They got an entire city together, and they all voted. You know, they got together at a coffee shop, and they coached people how to do it. And within a matter of hours, they went from #11 to #1. So we're looking to do identically the same thing for McGrath. So, I mean, this park that did this is in North Dakota. You know, we have a pretty dense population in Ventura County alone. You know, so if you figure, if we have 800,000 residents in the county, roughly, and if you have just 1/3 of those, vote maybe 100 to 200 times a piece, which only takes you about a half hour to do. You would probably pass up that #1 park by about 3 times, mathematically. It's not that hard. It's just a matter of getting everybody together and getting them to do it all at once, So maybe this weekend we could all spread the word, spread the word through Facebook, Twitter, the media, whatever else you can think of, you know, have a family get together, have a barbecue, hand everybody a computer, bring your laptop, you know, and just, you know, vote and see what we can do. I think if we can get enough people, you know, we can pull it off. You know, so we've only got, you know, a little less than 2 weeks of the contest left to go. So, you know, we can do it. You know, we've made it to number 6, which is a major feat in itself. So, what do we say? Everybody going to vote?
Yeah.
Woo! Okay.
Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Is that an information sheet?
Well, again, thank you for everyone to come out to McGrath State Beach today. I'd like to ask Assemblymember Williams to say some closing remarks.
Well, first, we'll be standing around for a little while if members of the media have more questions about the effort and about what the plan is to save it. But, you know, come on. We've got more people in Ventura County than in North Dakota, okay? If they can do it, we can do it. We don't have any excuse. You know, I don't want to let this place go. I grew up camping here. I've fished trash out of the river. I bodyboarded out here, and I know I'm not alone. I know how important this place is to me. Is mirrored in how important it is to so many residents of Ventura and Oxnard and the entire county. Don't let it slip your fingers. Go to livepositively.com, vote as many times as you can, and let's save this park. It's going to be led by us, but the job is going to be done by the people of Ventura and Santa Barbara counties. Thank you.
Thank you.